Okay, welcome to Taking Action. I'm Chris Colombo. Not with me unusually is Anthony Conover. He had a work seminar. So I think I can handle this without him, and we'll muddle through. Okay, real big recap. Purpose for my recaps, how close the lines were to actually they came out. Like I showed you, I have, even though it's week 15 coming up, I have week 16. At the close of week 15, I already set what I should think the line should be at 16, and that's where I compare. And where their outline is out on my line significantly, and for the variables I believe in, which I will repeat to you. So I can't tell you those that want a handicap, don't start out looking at their line because it's already infected you. Start with your own line. And here's proof of that. But the lines this time of the year start getting tighter. Cowboys 30, Lions 44. The Lions were -3. That's not a close line. Commanders and Vikings. Vikes were -1.5. It ended up 31-0. Not a close line. Dolphins -3 at Jets. 34-10. Dolphins. Not a close line. Titans 31. Browns 29. Line was 3.5. That was close. Steelers 27 at Ravens -5.5. The Ravens were 22. That's not close. If the score was reversed, it might have been. Seahawks -7.5 for Falcons. 37-9. Not close. Okay, our pick of the week, which I got to tell you the truth, I wish they were all this easy for me, was the Colts -1.5 at Jaguars. Score was 36-19, Jaguars. Okay, why I picked that game in a recap. I like home team underdog. The Jaguars inherently, I think they're undefeated against the Colts at home, or at least in the last 10, 11, or 12 outings. Number two, I go by my star method. I gave the offense pretty much almost equal, but I gave special teams and defense to the Jaguars. It came out to be that way. But the biggest deciding factor, it was a division game. I like home team underdog division game. But the biggest deciding factor is Jones went out. Now, I know he was chasing the big contract. He might have hurt himself bad, not just physically, but in his negotiations. He was playing with a broken tibia. I have a broken tibia. But what it causes you to do is you can function, but you got to put more pressure and protect it. And inherently, you're protected, especially when you fall, because I got to have my hip replacement needs to replace because of that. So I fell too. But what it leaves him open, which you saw the injury in the game, was he was babying that leg, and he landed on his other leg. And the way he positioned it, I believe he tore his Achilles. It's bad news for Jones. He would have been better off going out and healing the tibia because he showed what he was made of, and I think he would have got his contract. I don't like to see any quarterback get hurt in their career. I don't know how it's going to affect him, but never good. Saints 24 at Buccaneers. Buccaneers -8.5, 24-20. Saints, not close. Bengals, 34-39, -5.5 for the Bills. That was a close one. Okay? All right, Broncos -7.5 for Raiders, 24-17, close again. Bears 21 at Packers -6.5, 28-21, another close line. Rams -8.5 at Cardinals, 45-17, not close. Texans 20 at Chiefs -3.5, not even close. That was one of our other picks. Eagles -3 at Chargers. Eagles were 19, Chargers were 22. Inherently, Chargers play very good on Monday Night Football. Okay, let's go to week 15. We have a conundrum this week because there are a few games I think are very, very close to me betting. I only bet one. The week I went with Detroit. Originally, I was going with, that's not last week, the following week, but I wasn't here last week to explain it. I got this cold and pneumonia. But anyway, our pick was Detroit. It went down the tubes, but we won't know because their number one weapon went out. That was against the Green Bay Packers. That was the wise guy game of the week, and I'll tell you why I went with it. Originally, I told Anthony, if the Panthers against the Rams go to 10.5, take the 10.5 all day long. They end up winning outright, the Panthers. I didn't foresee it outright, but I did not see them losing by 10.5. He calls me to tell me the 10.5. I just got off the phone with a friend of mine from Philadelphia. And why the Detroit game came up so hot, is there was a rumor down low, back channels, under the table, whisper in the air that Love had an injured shoulder, not his throwing shoulder, but if he took one hit, they were going to take him out of the game to let it heal. Instead, the main weapon for Detroit, the receiver, went out, and the rest is history. We don't know what would have happened, but it would have been a better game. I don't think the defense would have been as potent against the Lions because they definitely has to double team that receiver because man-to-man zone is not going to do it. So that means you're tying up another guy on defense because he's in the game, which makes them spread it out more, and they wouldn't have been as effective getting to Goff. Okay, moving forward to this week, week 15. I was on that. Paulson was on that game too. He said he made a big bet. I should have came in and bet the what do you call it? But once I lose, I am not chasing. With one, it would have been thing, but I don't like quicksand. Anything can happen. You don't know where the ball bounces. You don't know who gets hurt. Thursday night game is a division game. Falcons and Buccaneers. Buccaneers opened up 5.5. I never liked the line when it opens 5.5. Dropped to 4.5. 5.5 is the deadline. Means I don't know what to do with it. But the movements really don't mean that much. Okay, but it did drop. I like the Bucs at home, but I don't know if I like them for 4.5. Okay, Cardinals at Texans. Texans opened up 6.5, went to 9.5. I don't lay 9.5. 6.5, maybe. 9.5, never. Raiders and Eagles. Eagles minus 12.5. What's interesting about that is a low total. I don't lay 12.5, and the Raiders scare me. Jets and Jaguars. Jaguars open 8.5, went to 11.5. Jaguars very good at home. Can't lay 11.5, and I can't take points with the Jets. Okay, Browns and Bears. Bears open at 7, went to 7.5. I like the Browns as bad as everybody makes them out to be. The defense plays pretty good. I think my man Garrett there, I call him Wade Garrett. I think he's 3 sacks away from the all-time sack record in the season. He does make an effect where he goes. If everybody wants to know why the Bears are doing so good, is their new coach was the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Your offensive coordinator is important in this case. He's what's made the difference there. Okay, Bills. Bills opened up 1.5 at Patriots, went to 1. Okay, not taking anything away from Josh Allen. I call him Steve Allen. The man is Superman. I mean, I never seen a quarterback play with such heart. Patriots offensive line, I believe they only have 1 guy out now. We caught a bad break when they caught 3 out. They think the center almost got hurt. But I like the Patriots in that game getting the 1. Okay, another division game. Ravens -3, dropped to 2.5 at Bengals. Joe Burrows is back, different team. They rally behind them. I like the Bengals in that game. Division game, Chargers at Chiefs. Chiefs opened 5.5, went to 4.5. Chiefs are a little better at home than they are on the road. They're struggling. Chargers have been inconsistent, but if the Chargers were at home, I would like them. But I favor the Chargers, but I'm not considering that game to bet. Packers opened 1.5, went to 2.5 at Broncos. I like, it's a division. It's not a division game, but it's a good game. I like home team underdog. Packers have been up and down, tough to breathe in the fourth quarter. The Broncos, I give the defense all day long to the Broncos. I give them pretty tie on offense, but they've been more consistent. Special teams I give to the Broncos. I like the Broncos getting the 2.5. Okay, Colts and Seahawks. Okay, listen, I don't need to tell you about the Seahawks. One of the teams I've been talking about for 2 seasons. 3.5 to 11.5. I would have liked them with Jones at 3.5. 11.5 is a lot of points. I don't know how excited they're going to be, but they do play full throttle. Okay, let's go to Panthers at Saints. Panthers are -2.5 at Saints. I like the Panthers all day long in every which direction. Only thing I don't like is I don't like going against home team underdog. I am considering betting it. Okay. Lions at Rams. Rams opened 4.5, went to 5.5. I got to tell you, I like the Lions, the Rams at 4.5 and 5.5. I don't know. It's not a game I'd consider betting. That could be anybody's game. Okay, let's go into Titans and 49ers. 49ers are 12.5 over the Titans. We've saw in the past that the 49ers don't slow up even when there's big points. So, they could hurt a backdoor cover. So I'm staying away from that game, and I'm never leaving 12.5. Sunday Night Football, Vikings at Cowboys. Cowboys opened 7.5, dropped to 6. I agree with that drop. I have 3 stars next to it. I was considering the Vikings at 7.5. I got to think about it 6. That may be one of the teams I may or may not bet. So that's the conundrum. We got a few games that I'm considering betting. Monday Night Football, Dolphins at Steelers. Steelers at 3. I allowed 3 points for home field advantage, so they're saying that those teams are pick 'em. I think the Dolphins are better inherently at home. I think they're a better warm weather team. But the Steelers have been very stagey. I don't know. I don't want to book it. I don't want to bet it. But, however, for a recap of the teams I do like that I am considering betting, and I may throw just for ha-has, you don't have to come with me on this, some of these in a parlay. I like the Bengals at home. I like the Broncos at home. I like the Panthers at Saints. I like the Patriots at home. And I'm starting to like, but not as much. I really like the Vikings at 7.5, getting 7.5. It dropped to 6. I still consider them at 6. Our bet will probably go in tonight or tomorrow morning. I want to see where this goes because some of them are dogs. And sometimes when you wait a little bit longer, the line goes up. That's why I don't like to print the pick out there because I don't like any manipulation in the line. It hasn't been a bad season, hasn't been a great season. My picks right now, we stand at 8-3, should be 9-2, but the 2 are legitimate losses. And Anthony gave you picks on the 3 weeks that I didn't give a pick. And I really don't like it because I just put the money with him because we're partners, but I refuse to make a bet on those days. Moving forward, you're better off missing a week than losing. We would have been at 9-2, but the actual thing is we're 8-3 with my picks. I don't find that a good season for me. But however, we're 5 units ahead. If I could pull out a parlay, 2-team underdog, money line, or one with a small later money, maybe we got a real good shot to recoup and really have a nice season. Okay, this is Chris Colombo with Taking Action. Please keep putting up your comments and your picks. I've been following them. And I got to tell you, you're pretty much on the right side of things. And I like to bet 1 game a week. I don't like to chase. And however, if I do lose and have a backup pick, I mean, I wouldn't normally. We should have won that week when I went with the Detroit Lions, but I followed the information and what some of you paid for the under the table, backdoor, whatever you want to call it, info. We'll never know how good it was because they lost their main weapon in the first quarter. So that's football. Sometimes the ball bounces that way. All right, good luck to everybody. Have a healthy week. It's been freezing. It's been 5 degrees and lower here at night. And my surgery was supposed to be tomorrow. They pushed it off because there was problems with the operating room. Didn't coordinate with the doctor, the hospital special surgery. So I'm in agony with this. The surgery I have to have with my vocal fibia and my tibia and the replacement of my hip replacement. So I'm waiting to get that. I've been in a lot of pain, but we're doing the best we can. Actually, I'm picking more winners in pain. So maybe I should suffer a little more. Good luck. God bless. Keep putting up the comments of your bets. It helps. Remember, make what you think your line should be. Looking at their line. Their line has not been great this year, and it was a little tighter this week, but not what I'm used to seeing. So who says artificial intelligence knows anything? If that's the case, the line would be tighter.